Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, happy summertime. Summertime is here, guys. Can you believe it? Today is the solstice. We're great to have you on board. I'm your host, Wade T. Lightheart from the Prosperity and Health Alliance, and I'm joined by the men behind the machine right here, Mr. Seahawk Top and Creel Hutchinson. How you doing, guys?
Doing great,
Doing
Wade.
awesome.
We
Happy
are
solstice,
pumped.
everybody.
Happy solstice, right? Full moon and the solstice. I believe they call it the strawberry moon. So there you go. It's strawberry season. It's time to get them washed in that Kangen 11.5 and get everything rocking and rolling. But guys, I mean, first and foremost, it's a month that we've got 1 month to the Enagic convention. Book your tickets. Get on board. Enagic.com. Go there. Be there. Every person you bring to that group will add an extra 100 people to your business over the next year. 100 more. Imagine having 100 more people. So how many? So think about that. This is the numbers. This has been proven throughout history. It's events, 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 events. We need events like church people need sermons. Like you got to be there. Okay? I love church. I love sermons. You guys know that. Get people to the Kangen Sermon convention 1 month. Don't even think about not going. Don't even think about it. Get as many people you can. We're going to have a big picture. We're going to meet together. We're going to high five together. We're going to eat together. We're going to learn together. We're going to grow together. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to meet people from all over the world. You'll get this burned into your RAS. No matter if you're in the little tiny town of one person in Nantucket, nowhere, you're going to see how big this whole thing is. So be there. It's going to be fun. Vegas, entertainment, awesome. Make it a trip. Make it an adventure. Be there. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to this. It all comes down to your business is going to grow not by the people that you know. It's by the people that you don't know. And how do you get to that? How do you get to the people that you don't know? Well, these two guys that are with me know it better than anybody else. The number one reason their business is growing is because they know how to get referrals. And that is by putting yourself out as a professional and setting up a system where you get referrals. We make all of our money on referrals. All of it. All of it is like someone heard about the machine, heard about the machine. This has been working for over 40 years. This is how humans have existed since the beginning of time. This is how tribal societies are. Well, now we live in a digital tribal society with the number one product in the world, okay, and the number one commodity in the world, and the number one company delivering with points of sales and service and distribution all around the planet, and all we need to do is get referrals. But there is a system. And by the way, did you know that the referral-based business is the biggest business in the whole world? It's so big, no one even talks about it, because when you go to a mastermind group, when you go to meet up with your business guys in any industry, you know, they sit around like, who do you know that does this? How do I get this? I've got X, Y, Z problem, and I need this, and they go, and they go to this. If you look at secret societies, they're based on referral groups. If you look at political organizations, they're done by referrals. If you look by professional institutions, it's all by referrals. We are a professional institution in water, and we need referrals. Guys, do you guys get referrals?
All the time. That I'm asking for them constantly.
Right, right. And here's the thing. A lot of people feel awkward doing a referral. I felt awkward sometimes. Can you give me, I need 10 more people. Can you give me 10 referrals? And people are like, Well, anyways. We're going to get to questions after because I want to ask, you guys might ask some specific stuff, but speaking of referrals, I was referred to an event. So I'm at an event where people get referrals, and then a person at that event referred me to an event about how to get more referrals. That's how deep referrals go. Okay, and it turned out that this guy I had heard about from 13 years ago, his name's Dan Locke, and I said, you know what, I knew this guy 13 years ago. He was starting out in business, and I thought, well, he's got kind of a dorky looking website, but I like the topic, and it was at the Vancouver Club, which is a very, very prestigious club here in Vancouver, just down the street from me. I said, you know what, $30, got to be some good people going to this thing. I went, I got so much value out of that $30. Not only did I get some live referrals, did I connect with another guy that wants to get a machine from me, okay, but I'm going to share with you guys tonight the 7 strategies that you can leverage in your business. These are proven strategies. They're not only strategies. The 7 proven strategies that you can use in your business to allow you to become a referral generating machine. So are you guys all excited about this?
Yeah.
Yes.
All
My
right,
favorite.
guys. So let's rock and roll. We're gonna bring Seehaw and Creel back at the end of this to ask some specific questions about them, about how they do. But I want to go through this really quickly. This is very, very, very important information that you and your team to go through, and that you follow this, or just pick one of the strategies that feels right for you and start working that right now. Because I can tell you, everybody on this call, everybody that's on this webinar, is probably sitting on half a dozen referrals that would be buying machines that they don't even know. Think about it. If you're a 2A, a half a dozen things, that's $3,000. If you're a 6A, that's like 10 grand. It's sitting there. It's waiting for you to get a referral. So let's get at it. So
Let's do this.
Kimmy, I think we got this on the strategy. Let me put the play button and we're going to go for this. So 7 effective strategies for getting more referrals. Here we go. Now, here's the thing. Let's talk what most people do around referral strategies. And this is what most businesses do. Number one, they hope. They hope they're going to get a referral. Hope is not a strategy, okay? But this is the strategy that, well, maybe someone will give me a strategy. I hope that person finally talks to me one day that I talked to 3 years ago. Not going to work. Next thing, they pray. And I'm a big believer in praying, and I support praying. But, you know, you got to put works into the prayer, right? It's like most people are like, oh, God, please, 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 please help me get a referral. I need a business, and I believe in referrals. But you gotta do the next step, and that's go out there and ask for them, right? God helps the willing. The third strategy, and this is one that's all too common, and that's do nothing. Do nothing. I mean, just get up every day and do nothing. They don't go to the webinars. They don't go to the things. They don't learn anything. They don't go out to social events. They don't. They just don't. And that just, you know, and really there's a big thing. And then in the worst stage, they go to the fourth stage, and that is to complain about reality. They complain that hope didn't work. They complain that praying didn't work, and they complain that they didn't do nothing, so they're blaming everybody and everything and the economy and this and that and blah, 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 blah. You know, that's what happens. And commiserating has become a pastime around the world. You go on Facebook and people are complaining and doing this. Everybody's upset about what someone else is doing, and most of the things they're upset about has nothing to do with them, but it's the smoke screen because they're doing nothing. Okay? I know. So let me get this. So by the way, this is secondhand information. I want to give that to you. I've used many of these strategies, and actually it was a reminder, and I'll do some personal stories on this as well. But if you want to go and get this, I believe the webinar was recorded on video. You can go to danlocke.com and get this. I know the pictures on the cover, he kind of looks kind of cheesy, but I got to say, probably one of the best $30 I ever sent. I never seen anybody lay this out. So what I've got here is I've got the notes from the webinar from Dan, and I'll say I'm giving him a referral. Obviously, you want to go deeper on this, it's great. So most businesses don't get more referrals because they don't believe they deserve more referrals. Let me ask you a question. Do you believe you deserve a referral? And why do you deserve it? Why do you deserve a referral? I mean, are you providing exceptional service? Are you providing an exceptional product? Are you going the extra mile? Do you feel confident in asking that person for a referral? Because a lot of people just don't ask yourself why. And if you do, you're going to see the kind of service that you're providing relative to the marketplace. What holds people back? And this is, we all got to deal with this, okay? I've dealt with this. Seahaw's dealt with it, Chris. We all have to do this. And here's the 4 most common reasons for lack of referrals. And when Dan was going through this the other night, I felt this. I was like, oh, yeah, I can remember that one. And I remember the time that I didn't speak up at that thing. And what was it? Fear. Fear, 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 fear. Fear number 1, haven't provided enough value. The feeling that you haven't provided enough value. Because maybe at one time or one place that someone said that you didn't, whether that's right or wrong or whatever, and you've developed a fear about it, and now when it comes asking for a referral, you got fear. 2, here's one that comes up big for the ladies. Feel you'll hurt the relationship. Oh, if I ask for a referral, they might not like me anymore. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to do it. Like, no. Don't get into that. Fear. Here's another one. You'll look unprofessional or needy. Oh, well, there's a professional way to get a referral, and then there's a needy one like, oh, please give me a referral. No. There's a professional way, and we're going to show that to you, right? And some of these fears are legitimate, and some of them aren't. And really, it just comes down to preparation and comes down to having a strategy that works and is effective. We're going to get to those. So fear of not knowing how to get out of the conversation. This is another one. Oh, well, if I ask for a referral and it doesn't work out, then what? I don't know what to do, and I don't know how to get out, all that sort of stuff. And you sit in the conversation, and you don't know how to get, that sort of thing, right? We've all been there. So these are the 4 reasons what holds us back. So here's the thing. Let's understand why people don't refer. So before here, I was talking about why people don't ask for referrals, but why do people not refer? Think about this. I want you to think about this for a second. So someone asks you about something, you go to a store, you have something, and what do you feel? What are you feeling? There's sometimes where, like, I've got a chiropractor that I've probably hooked up with, I don't know, 30 or 40 clients. Why? I call him the wizard. He's the wizard because I go there and have such an amazing experience, and I'm blown away, and I got to tell everybody about the wizard. They don't even know his name. They don't even know his credentials. They don't know anything. They just know it's the wizard. That's what I call him. That's how, and it feels like I went in there and got some spells cast. So let's talk about why people don't refer. They don't refer other people if they feel you're not confident the result is going to be positive. I have another great friend. He's a super guy. I love the guy to death. He's amazing. He's a spiritual guy. He's absolutely awesome. One of the best friends I ever have, but he delivers terrible service. And he overpromises and he underdelivers. And I've referred to people, and then they come back to me and they have a bad experience. So now I'm like, I love the guy. He's a great friend, but do I want to refer to him? No, I don't want to refer to him. Why? Because I'm not confident that the result's going to be positive. So guess what? He doesn't get referrals from me like he used to because he doesn't deliver. And the other guy, the wizard, I've given him so many referrals they can't even take. He's got a lineup for people because he always delivers on the experience. Okay, see the difference? And we kind of think about in your life where you've had someone that you referred because it was great, or someone that you referred because you didn't, or referring to the right people. So that's the thing. So let's think about the last time you referred someone else. You see, referrals have the risk of a purchase. If I refer, somebody to, say, Siha, or somebody to Creel for whatever reason, it's like I'm taking the trust I've built up with that person, and it's as strong, it's as risky as that person purchasing. They're going to purchase. So this is a big thing, and that's why people are a little tentative to refer. Just because someone knows you doesn't mean they're going to refer you, because naturally most people don't really want to refer. They just don't. They're kind of scared and tentative. I love referring people. I've built a business on referrals, and I've helped a lot of other businesses by referrals. I love referral business. It's a great business if you do it right. And in fact, I built all of my businesses, I should say, 2 out of my businesses that I've built since 1998 were built completely on referrals. 100% on referrals. So in order to get the referrals you need to be what I call referable. So way back in the day when I was a personal trainer, right, I only had referrals. I had no advertising. I did such a good job with my clients that they wanted to tell their clients about me. And from that, when I was doing a consultation with them, and I would offer a free consultation on a referral, and that person was already sold before they showed up. And my closing rate was over 95%. In fact, the only people I didn't close was people that I didn't like. I refer, and you know what I did? I referred them to somebody else. I said, you know what, I can't really help them, but you need to go there. So in order to do that, in order to be successful in referrals, you need to be reliable. And Charlie Munger, one of the smartest, most successful people in the world, billionaire, almost all the smart people in the world refer to Charlie Munger as one of the smartest guys ever. And that's Warren Buffett's business partner, the guy that's kind of behind the curtain. He said the most important thing to be in success is being reliable. And think about that. That's a billionaire saying you need to be reliable, and you need to be able to deliver great service and products. And here's the great news. We've got an awesome product. We got a product that just about, actually everybody does need, unless you're some yogi living by a mountain spring in the Himalayas, you need this. And unless you're a zillionaire who doesn't need any money, most people need the business side of it. So we got a great combination of things. It's really awesome. So the thing is we got to be proactive, not passive in gaining referrals. So what is the referable factor? Like, what is it? What is the big thing? And it comes down to this. Can you deliver what you say you can deliver? If there's one thing that I think people get set up bad in Enagic and in the company and doing our business and what we're doing here is that they overpromise and underdeliver. They don't go the extra mile. They don't go to the person's house to set up the machine. They don't help them order the products. And I'm guilty of some. I've done these things, so I know. So I'm not out there, and I'm not here to pick on anybody. I'm saying I've made all these mistakes, and I remember the ones that went well and the ones that didn't went well, and the ones where you deliver that extra mile, you deliver the service, you do that. Even if it doesn't work out the way that you think at that, you set up your reputation, and you'll be surprised at how that comes around. Here's the thing. Your partners need to trust that only you can deliver the products and services, and that you're consistent in living up to high business standards. So, for example, right now we had a little thing with K8s. There was a big thing in the company, and we ran out of K8s here in Canada office and whatever, and they didn't know what to do with K8s. And the funny thing was I was sitting with another 2-3 leader, and we were talking, and guess what? He said, "You know what? Wait." I said, we were talking about the situation and how Enagic's working to resolve it, but it's not resolved. And I said, you know what I told people? I told people, look, you got to get a K8 right now because they're on back order. We don't have any in. So I took what most of my distributors were complaining about, and I turned it around as the reason to get in a line. Tesla just recently sold, I forget how many millions of dollars worth of pre-orders by telling them we're coming out with an electric car for $30,000 or $40,000, and they got people lined up waiting for a year. If you want a Ferrari or a Rolls Royce, you order it in advance. Exclusivity is fine. It's part of delivering the service, saying, hey, you know what? We're not even able to deliver this until the next. Why don't I get you on the list and we can go through the process? You see, that's being proactive. That's being consistent. Another thing I do is I tell people, I say, hey, look, our company makes amazing machines. They make beautiful technology. It's the best. It's the most pristine, highly crafted ionizer on the planet. It's absolutely amazing. The company has points of sales, service, and distribution. They back this up 100%. It's got all these associated, but I'll tell you what, if you go to the office, they're not going, they're just not that great at customer service, and they're not sort of thing. So tell you what, I'm going to hold your hand every step of the way, and I'm going to make this experience. And we might have a few little bumps, but don't worry about it because I'm going to take care of everything. You know what? People are okay with that. People are fine with that if you tell them up front what's going on and how you're going to do it. We're paid handsomely to handle the customer service side of this business. And I want all of us to understand that we are the customer service. Yes, there may be some challenges and that sort of stuff, but we've got to be able to step beyond that and see the company adverse to ourselves. We're the front line of that, and we're the front line of customer service because that's where you're going to get the referrals as a salesperson in this business. So here's what you need to be. You need to have the confidentiality of that person. You need to be able to confide in them and allow them to confide in you without going telling every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the neighborhood and all that sort of thing. The other thing is you got to live up to your brand. You got to own the technology. You got to love the technology. You've got to be on the UConn and the Anaspa and the water business. You need all three products that you are a walking billboard of the product. When it comes to follow-up, you need to be consistent. You got to create a system of regular communication, right? So we create the Prosperity and Health Alliance because I knew that we weren't keeping up to connecting with everybody in the organization that wanted to reach out to us, and so I created the system so that we have an automated sequence that we know everybody can get the same training, everybody can get on the webinars every Monday, everybody can connect with myself and Siha and Creel. Everybody can ask their questions, and everybody can book Wade on meetme.so/book-Wade. This is a consistent follow-up, okay? Now, if there's individual people, then you put them on through the feeder, and I think that in another seminar Creel's going to go through the feeder system. I think he's got the best follow-up system of anybody I've seen. I know Seahaw's got a great one as well, but it's amazing. So the other thing is consistent billing practices, ensuring clients get lasting value and your price doesn't vary. Find out when your UCONs. If you listened to a few webinars ago, Creel was talking about that. Know when your recurs are. Know when people's payments are coming in on their spas so that you can remind them and follow up and use that as an opportunity, right? Don't count on the company to do it. Take care of itself. 100% satisfaction guarantee. Make sure those things happen. How you communicate with your customers. Be proactive. Find out what their challenges are. Find out what the things that they love. Be interested in them. Don't just sell a machine and run away. Go to the next level. Follow up with them. When you communicate with your clients, when do you do that? Do you do it at a time? Do you make a point when they go? How do you promote yourself? Do you promote yourself as the expert? Do you promote yourself as the guy that's here to help them? Or do you promote yourself as the business person, the financial? How are you branding yourself, and are you living up to that brand? Okay. How do you show up to a networking event? Are you prepared? Are you on time? And are you well presented? This is key. This is key. I can't tell you the perception that you have and how you carry yourself when you get your best dress. And that doesn't mean you have to go out and buy a $1,500 suit or anything like that. You know what? You can go get a suit at the secondhand store and dress up and look best. You cannot overdress a networking event. Dress up, look the part, be the part, live up to the part, and guess what? Soon enough, you're the part. So, and show up on time. And on time means early. Not late, it means early. It means 10 minutes before, 15 minutes before. It means having your business cards. It means having a way to provide value for people. Okay? So here, let's do a self-audit. Let's get out your pen and paper and check some of these things out, or take a picture of the screen, or whatever you need to do. What are some areas of your service and delivery that is inconsistent or has room for improvement? What are some areas? What are some areas? One of the things I love hanging around with guys like Creel and Seahawk, they reveal to me the areas where I'm weak. And if you go through the Eric Worre has a self-audit in the Network Marketing Pro, the 7 skills that and you do that self-audit. But here, I want you to do something. Do the self-audit, and I do this with people. So let's say on that scale it's 7 things out of 10, and you scored yourself at 35. Go to the people that you think are amazing at the business, that are close to 70s, that know you, and have them rate you and compare the 2 ratings. I bet you if they give you an honest thing, they'll rate you lower than you rate yourself. And that's probably more accurate, okay? Because sometimes some people, though, are really hard on themselves. So sometimes you might be really hard on yourself when people are better, then you're actually better. So the other thing is, what services do you currently consistently uphold? Are you the person that will make sure that whatever the problem is for that person, you got it taken care of? Are you turning everybody in your organization onto the Prosperity and Health Alliance so they get training and they get the business stuff? Do people know where the websites are? Do people know how to order the products? Do people learn to know the web systems? Do they know when the calls are? Are you promoting the event so they know what's going on? 3, what business standards are you willing to create and commit to deliver? So if you're not doing this, and we're not all doing this the perfect thing. I'm not perfect. But what is the things that you want to do better? What is the key? The key is commit to what you can be consistent in. Okay. So here the thing is, in an uncertain world, we are selling certainty. That's what it comes down to. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world. People don't know what's going to happen in the economy. People don't know what's going to happen in the world. People don't know what's going to happen with their job, their wife, their house, their kids. They don't know. There's fear. There's fear everywhere, and people are uncertain. So when you represent yourself as confident and clear and someone who's operating value, you represent certainty, and people will pay a premium for certainty. They go, you know what? I get this. It's the gold standards. Here the thing is, you don't get referrals because you want it, you demand it, or you desperately need it. You only get referrals when you deserve it. I'm going to read that again. You only get referrals when you deserve it. So when does a person refer? What's the 2 times when a client will refer? Tell you what, here we go. Number 1, they just had a positive experience with you. In other words, you come out of the hair salon, your hair looks amazing. You walk into the dinner party, and your girlfriends are there, and they're like, OMG, your hair looks amazing. Wow. And you go, oh, yeah, I got my hairstylist, Dale. He's amazing. He's got up there in the Zoot studio. And they're like, oh, my God, I've never seen highlights like that. Who's your guy? And you say, well, it's Dale. Here's his address. Here's his number. Boom. In other words, they just had a positive experience with the person. Or you just bought a car, and the salesman was amazing. He got you a better deal. And one of your friends, you're out for dinner with your friend, and he goes, hey, what, wow, this is a great new car. Where'd you get it? Well, I got it from Ray over at the Bentley dealership. Ray hooked me up, got me ahead of the line, took care of everything. It was amazing, right? You see what I mean? Okay. 2, the second time is a friend expresses a need for what you represent. So I got a friend, he comes to me, and his back is all messed up. He's getting a lot of pain. He doesn't know what to do. He's like, what do I do, man? Oh, God, I'm in a lot of pain. I'm like, man, you got to see the wizard. I'm like, give me his number. I'm like, there's a big lineup. I'm like, give me his number, right? So I might not have seen that friend for a long time, but I'm going to refer him to the wizard, okay? That's the chiropractor, by the way, in case you forgot. So here's the number one key to getting unlimited referrals, okay? You got to take a drink of water. I hope you are too. Keep sipping. Anyways, the key is to have your client remember you because he knows you and he knows your business or service. Okay, you got to have your client remember you for some reason. He either knows you or your business or your service. There's an association built into your mind, and you build associations by great experiences. A bad experience is also horrible. So you got to make sure our client understands the particular solution we provide. So back when I was doing my personal training business, people would ask me what it was, and I borrowed this from my coach. I said, well, what do you do? And I said, I turn Pintos into Ferraris. And they, what does that mean? I said, well, I take people who feel like Pintos, and I teach them and show them through a step-by-step process of how to become a Ferrari through a series of training and nutritional programs that I've got this thing down in a 12-week process. And boom, guess what? It's amazing what happens. It's amazing what happens. Okay? So you got to make sure that it's easy to recall. They'll remember us when they hear someone describe a need for what we do. Okay? You've got to be able to have the person recall what you do in a way that reminds them, oh yeah, it's those guys, right? Okay, in the end, we want to have our clients refer us when their friends need our product or service. That's really what it comes down to. So here's the referral fundamentals. One of the fundamental referring marketing is being able to describe something unique that you can deliver to a specific kind of client. So, I'm a health professional that works with 40-plus people who have digestive issues. I take them through a step-by-step process that allows them to, hydrate and optimize their digestion through a series of diets and nutrition products. That's it. That's what I do. Or I am a Kangen water representative. One of the things people is I work with a group of socially conscious entrepreneurs. I'm an entrepreneur and I work with another group of socially conscious entrepreneurs in the health industry, and I help motivated young people build a 6-figure income in the next 12 to 24 months using a step-by-step process. I have an online training system, and I'm partnered up with a company that's points of sales and distribution of an amazing product that transforms people's lives, and we're paid handsomely for this, and we're looking for key people to do this. See, I explain how I do it and what I do. Okay, and implementation is the key. You got to implement this. So you can take this down, take a picture of it, take whatever, write it down. We'll also have this on the show notes. So make that part of who you are. Oh, I love that. I'm working with a group of socially conscious entrepreneurs in the #1 commodity in the world. We're looking for motivated, self-starting people who want to make a 6-figure income in the next 12 to 24 months. And we do this by teaching them an online platform in combination with a distribution organization. Boom, that's it. And we're expanding in that area, whatever it happens to be. You're kind of geared to based on the questions you've asked that person when you meet up. So here's a big thing. One of the ways to get referrals is when people buy your product. So let's say people start with a water machine. So let's say you go to the thing and person starts out, there's a prospect, you meet him, and you go through the process. They watch one of your web videos. You follow up with a demo. You get them on the water for a couple of weeks. So they go from stage 1 to prospect, and stage 2 they become they say, you know what? Yeah, I want to try the water. So they try the water. And then what happens is they buy a machine. And once they buy a machine, they say, well, are you loving the machine? And they say, yeah. Well, we also have a membership program where we offer you Ukon. And the Ukon, what that's going to do is that's going to be able to double your referral commissions. It's also going to really crush inflammation in the body in combination with the water. It's better than over 5,000. There's 5,000 studies on it. It's better than the top 10 prescribed pharmaceutical drugs. We have nutritionists doing webinars on it and everything. This is the most powerful anti-inflammatory there is. It's amazing. It comes from Ukon. Why don't I get you on one of our membership programs where you can have this delivered to your house every single month, and you and your family can know the benefits of having the Ukon. And they say, well, that sounds good, and then they go to maybe the Antonina's webinar on this. We have that on the Prosperity and Health Alliance. If you check our YouTube page, you got to send them to that video. They watch that video. It's incredible. They want it. They want the Ukon, and you can sign them up for a membership. Now your water business has added another membership that has a recurring order. That you're every 4 months you're going to get more money, and they're going to have a better experience. And then they're going to tell people about that, and they say, hey, you know what? Christmas is coming, or summer's coming, or there's a filter service. Why don't you get on the Anaspa? I mean, are you tired of showering in chlorine and stuff? And all of a sudden, that person owns all 3 of our products because you've asked them, and guess what? They tell their friends about it. They tell their friends that, yeah, I just got the whole home house system. I got the home health system. They become a raving fan. And the people that are on this call, you're raving fans of Enagic. You're out there. And so the fact that you're on the call means that you've gone through these whole stages. You're out there actively promoting the business, as we all are for Enagic. We all go through this process: prospect, customer, client, member, event. The key is to move them from stage 1 to stage 5 as fast as possible. Okay? You got to be assertive and proactive in moving the first-time buyer to the customer to the committed customer. And that's going to happen through a series of somewhere between 5 and 12 takes, probably on the high end. That means from introduction to getting on the water to sharing them an experience, doing a demonstration, following up, handling the objections, and making sure they have a great experience, all that stuff. That's all part of this. This is a big ticket item, and most people that get a sale, it's a process that could take a week, it could take a month, it could take several months. It's worth it. The best way to have a committed customer is to have it paid for on auto charge, especially if there's pain or discomfort and disconnect. Well, when Enagic has that built in, if you don't reorder your Ukons, you don't get sale in the point. You don't get that extra benefit. You lose part of the commissions, all that sort of stuff. There's a pain to it, right? Okay, so let's keep going. Your best member is a client because they buy everything. Remember, there is a group. If you've got 100 people in the list, and you don't have anybody that has an Anaspa or not on the Ukon, there's probably, I don't know, 5 or 10% of the people that would, if you just reached out and asked them, they'd buy an Anaspa or they'd buy an Ukon. They would. There's a segment of the population that will buy everything, the most expensive part. They want the most expensive. They want all that. So just because you might have some limited beliefs about the price of the technology, that doesn't mean that everybody else does. Some people can't. Some people brag about how much they paid. Yeah, I just paid 10 grand to set up my home health system. I got the shower unit, got the water machine. It blew me away when I started hitting that. That was amazing. The other thing is getting your referrals deepens the commitment of the client, which extends the life of the client and increases spending activity of the client. I refer everybody in my business or in my friend sphere, association sphere, I'm always giving them referrals. I'm referring them to everything and everybody and everything. If I can help them out, I'll tell them, who cuts my hair, who's my chiropractor, where I get my protein shakes in the morning. I share with people who's the best accountant that I know of, who's the best lawyer that I know. When I hear that they have something, and I got a friend or someone, I refer my friends all the time. I even refer people to my competitors. Why? It comes back to you. People, if you can't provide a service and you refer it to a competitor, oh my God, they're going to come back to you. The more a client refers, the longer they stay, so they can refer again and again and again. We're on part of that. We're all on this because we're referring again and again and again. So here's strategy number 2. Trying to blow through these real quick. Give people an interesting story to tell. Provide good tools to your referral partner. So what that means is, So the other day, for example, I was on a call with somebody, and they were in the military, and I said, oh my God, I got to introduce you to my friend Roger Gadet. He was the first diagnosed case of Gulf War syndrome in Canada, and man, he didn't believe in this water. He was so against it, and no one ever thought he was going to. He spent all this time in his basement, and he was suffering from all this pain and suffering. It was horrible. It was the most horrible story ever. And then I did a demonstration out there, and his wife saw it, and they changed the water, and now after a couple years, he's off all his meds, he's all around, and they're traveling around. It's the most amazing thing ever. And I tell you what, every time I go give a demonstration, I can't wait. And that's why I believe that you should give a demonstration too. You don't know who's in that room. You don't know who they're going to influence. You don't know what's going on. Now, people aren't going to remember anything, but they're going to remember Roger's story. And this person now wants to talk to Roger, right? They want to hear that story. So what stories can people tell about you? Believe me, people are talking about you. And this is a hard thing to believe. I have a hard time with this one. I still can't believe that anybody would ever talk about me, but of course they do. I mean, do you talk about your friends? Do you talk about your family? Do you talk about things? Of course you do. Everybody talks about everybody. I mean, that's just the way it is. Some people are more than others. But the bottom line is, are those stories out there, are they good or are they bad? Are they something that enhances your business or making you feel good about, or something that's strengthening relationships, or is it making people want to avoid you like the plague? Because oftentimes, these things are earned. We earn our reps a lot of times. Sometimes we don't, but at the end of the line, if you're out there doing good things, doing all the time, and you're being that person, but if you're getting some bad feedback back, you need to investigate why that is, because there's probably some truth to it. You got to look in the mirror. You got to be hardcore about this. Be the person you're bragging about. That was a line from a good friend of mine back in the day. Here's the thing. A lot of people find simple, straightforward referring awkward and uncomfortable, but everyone tells interesting stories. We do this all the time. I mean, think about your best story from high school that you've told 50 million times. Think about your best adventure story that you told. Think about all these things, right? These are great stories. Humans have told stories for thousands of years. It's how we learn. We love to tell the story. So learn to tell stories. And there's a great, if you listen to Tim Ferriss, there's a guy by the name of Cal Fussman. Go to the podcast with Tim Ferriss. That's TimFerriss. He's the guy that wrote The 4-Hour Body, The 4-Hour Work Week. It's an amazing story. Anyways, Cal Fussman is one of the greatest interviewers ever, and there's a great podcast on it. Look it up. And you want to hear this guy tell a story. He tells stories that are amazing. Learn to tell stories. You have stories. You don't even know that you do. Okay? So, again, and then provide the tools. It's easy to refer people. That's why we created the website, the PH Alliance. That's why we got the videos. You can use brochures, whatever it is. But get them inside the story. The other thing is you got to create an information product so you can control the story being told about you. One of the things that I did when I first started, people go, Wade, how did you start? And I had forgotten about this. Dan brought this up, and I went, oh my God, I forgot I did that. I created a book. I wrote a book. There was no athletes in the business. I was the first athlete that we knew of. I wrote a book, and I put it together, and I got it out into the world. And guess what? I made so much money from that book, and I built so many relationships from that book. I got to meet Elvis Stoico because of that. I got to meet Shan Stratton from it. I got to meet Dave Carpenter. I got to meet virtually every top leader in Enagic way back in the day because I had the book that they wanted to use. And I got referred to all these things, and it made me a ton of indirect referrals, and I got known as the water guy, the athlete guy, the Enagic guy. I got learned there's this guy, and I got a lot of phone calls, and I was really nice and thing, and you know what? It paid it forward, and it came back. You can use referral tools like YouTube and podcasts and events. A lot of people are creating little videos online and using those. Here's my friend, and have people share that. The reason being is that allows you to control the story if you're on YouTube. You get to tell the story in your own first person, and I refer people to stories. So oftentimes I go, you know what, the story behind Roger is so amazing. Here's what you need to do. Go check out this page on YouTube, and I give them the link. That's what I do. That's what I do. I just show them, or this story is so great. That way I'm not getting into testimonial issues and stuff like that. I'll give people the link. I just did this with a podcast. I just told you about Tim Ferriss and Cal Fussman, right? I started the thing with telling you about the event in Enagic. I do this automatically. I'm always getting referrals, right? So you must give the ideal prospect something that they didn't have before, some information or insight that helps with it. My business partner, Matt, is one of the best guys. He goes to events, and he always gives really, really, really great advice to all the people he wants to influence without asking for anything. And you know what? He gets all these referrals, and everybody in the industry knows how smart he is at various aspects of the online business. He's amazing at it. With books, you can it's never been easier to write a book or create a book. Doesn't have to be an expert. Give them away all the time. Give a book away. I've given away hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books. I've given away a lot of books. Books have been really good for me. I think they're very powerful. You want to go to the next level. Want to go to the next level? Write a book. And it's never been easier. So strategy number 3. Use powerful testimonials to generate referrals. We just talked about the Roger one. I told about the one where people were using my testimonial where I drank the water and made a comeback in bodybuilding, went to the national championships in 3 weeks instead of training for 3 months and one other thing. That was all over in Magic for years. Okay? Well, that's because I gave a powerful testimonial and that generated referrals. People were coming, you're the water guy. Help your clients. Write testimonials. Some people aren't good at it. Some people can't do videos. By the way, if you're doing, the trend is now if you're going to do the videos, do it on an iPhone. People believe those more. It doesn't have to be all superized, custom, just from the heart. What happens to people? They're great. You can also put them on your website. You can put them on your secret file. I have one guy, Lou. He'd have all these really amazing testimonials stored on his iPhone. So he would just click on the iPhone video that was relative to the person and say, hey, check this out. Don't listen to me. Listen to this guy's testimony. Boom. You do that one-on-one. The higher ticket, the longer the testimonial. We got a big ticket item, so don't be afraid of those long testimonials on video. The other thing is send other people referrals. Always, always, always be referring. I refer every person that I'm in business with or that I'm friends with, I give consistent referrals. And it's just coming from a mentality of abundance and being helpful. So the thing is do you deliver an experience that people want to pass along? If you deliver an amazing experience or a very amazing service or you're a great person, guess what? People want to pass that along. So the thing is, how much do you demonstrate that you are the best person to handle your client's particular problem? How many of you are out there saying you are the de facto solution to everybody's issues around hydration or financial? Are you marketing as a hydration, a health person? So I started out as a health person. I started out in this business. I figured I was the best guy that anybody could talk to about the athletic side of what Kangen Water did. That's how I marketed myself off the first. I didn't know anything about the business. Now I don't talk about that so much as I talk about how I'm able to help people make more money in their lives with the business. I've switched. So decide where you want to be. Another strategy number 5, use reverse prospecting. So here's how this works. Reverse prospecting is you reverse engineering your client's network of contacts to them. So you go to something like, you go to LinkedIn and you see who they're associated. They're a bunch of engineers, or they're a bunch of, let's say, so in this case, they're a bunch of, they're a bunch of mortgage brokers. And I said, hey, you know what? I met this guy as a mortgage broker. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell them a story about how, I met this mortgage broker back, 7 or 8 years ago. It was during the crisis. You had a whole bunch of challenges with what happened, and then we got together and we started showing his business. He told me he could do what it took him 20 years in this business. He could do it in 2. And he's gone on and he's built an amazing life. He's transformed his health. His whole family's healthier. He's making a ton of money. He's changing people's lives. He's traveling around the world, and he gets to drive his kids to and from school every week. He's amazing. By the way, his name's Siad Top. Can I introduce you to him? But do you know anybody like that? You see what I mean? Different, right? I got a story about everybody. Fred Brown, if you get a chance at the Enagic convention, go hang out with Fred Brown and listen to him tell stories and get referrals. It's amazing. Referral strategy number 6. Let your client know you'll be asking for referrals right on. Hey, good. So you call up, hey, Krill, my name's Wade, and I'm the owner of this. I'm aware of the Prosperity and Health Alliance. Before you get into it, I'd like to let you know about how we work with our clients. Would that be okay? And they go, sure. I said, I get about 80% of our business from referrals, and I'd like to work with people just like you. So what I'd like to ask, if you being a service, if you like what's going on with our product and service, I want to refer 2 people. Would you refer 2 people just like me? I'm not asking for them right now, but at some stage, if you think that you've got great value, I'd like to get a referral from you? Would that be okay? And they say, sure, that's no problem. Now here, no, you know what? And here's the key part, the takeaway. The takeaway. I've been thinking, given a second minutes, I'm beginning to think that I may have been overly hasty in asking for a referral. See, I'd hate to disappoint them by not being able to live up to your service. Wow. Wow. Powerful stuff. Here comes strategy number 7. Make giving a referral a part of doing business with you. So back in the day, and I didn't even know that I was doing this, and I realized it is the only way that you could get get to me or find me. The only way is you had to get a referral. I didn't do any advertising. So the only way they would come to me is if they were a referral. And so, you come up with that with a commitment statement to yourself and to your business of what you've committed to do. Make a video and advertise the fact that you only accept clients who are referred to you by your clients. Say, hey, look, I only work with people who I love and trust. I'm going to go the extra mile, and they only come from referrals. You make that statement and watch what happens to your business. So here's a bonus one, and that is create your own events. So back in the day, one of the ways that I was able to increase social proof about the business, because I knew I had a lot of new distributors, they didn't have a lot of experience, they didn't know a lot about the water, they didn't know how to do demos. So what I did is I hosted a High on Health party the last Saturday of every month. And by the way, I'm making that comeback very, very soon. Look for it. Just got into a new place that allows me to do that, so I'm excited about it. So here's the thing. You host an event, and you get people to come to that event, and you make it fun. The thing is, you need to be one of 3 things. You need to be the speaker, you need to be the organizer, or you need to be the host. One of those 3 things. So nowadays, I get a lot of engagements. I'm asked to be a speaker at a lot of events. So when you're a speaker, you get all kinds of referrals, you get all the light shine on, but that only happens because of organizers. I've made more money for the organizers than I ever have as a speaker. So if you're not a speaker, be an organizer and get the speakers in. I was down in Richland last week and with Amanda and Vijon. Hi guys, I know you guys are doing an amazing job out there, and it was so great because I'm up on stage doing the whole event. They organized the event, but they just sat in the back of the event and I did the whole thing. But guess who's going to make a ton of money? Vijon just did 10 sales the other day in one day. Think about this. Why is this working out? They brought in the person. They brought it up. Their whole group gets trained. They sat in the back of the room and took care of their kids, and that's what they need to do. They organize it. They had people that contributed, that helped at the front, that were hosting it, that were enrolled. Get people enrolled in this. It's very, very, very powerful. So be a speaker, be an organizer, be a host. How many people, you know what? I want to do some events. If you want to help me out, let me know. You can be one of the organizers. Happy to help you, right? Okay? You got a place? You want to host an event? Great. Host an event. The thing is you got to give clients a reason to talk about you and actually bring your referrals directly. I started doing those High on Health parties years ago, and guess what? I was in a restaurant last summer in the Cactus Club in Yaletown. I'm having dinner with a couple of friends. The waitress comes up to me. She starts talking or whatever, and she goes, wait a minute. Aren't you the guy that has the health parties? I hadn't had a health party there in like 3 years. And she remembered me, and we got into a conversation. She got a book from me, and it translated into some business down the road. I mean, isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? That's how powerful these are, because I had a reason for people to talk about you. Okay? Here's an advanced psychological insight about outside of business. Most of the introductions start in a group setting. And the reason why they started, there's less pressure on everyone, which allows for a great relationship to begin. Okay, this is really, really important. Most people met their wife or their husband at a group setting, or their boyfriend or their girlfriend. They met their business partners. They met people at a group. You got to get out to these groups. You've got to get into organizations where you can meet people and connect, and just be of help and be of service. And you'll be amazed at what happens from that. Join some clubs. Join some groups. What are some ideas? Attend seminars. Go to luncheons. Be part of book signings. Participate in parties. Get involved in social activities, sports activities. Maybe you're into dragon boating or something. I don't know. Teleseminars. Get people on teleseminars. Join teleseminars. Have people watch teleseminars with you. Google Hangouts, Facebook live streams, all this stuff. There's so many group settings ideas, things like get these things rolling or join them or get people involved with you. Here's some affirmations for you. And I want you you can do that if you're struggling with getting referrals. You can do this. I embrace the referral market. I believe that asking for referrals is a safe thing to do. I constantly give referrals, and I expect to get referrals. So take a picture of these, write these things down, get this inside your head, because this is important. And I'm going to go back. I know we ran on pretty long. We want to get to your questions. Guys, you want to jump back on the screen here, and we can see you. We can see you all.
Wade, that was awesome.
Are we going back? Are we here on the? How do we get to the screen sharing, Kimmy? So I see the guys. Can I see the guys? Oh, there you are. There we go. Now I can see you guys. There we are. Okay. Was lost. So guys, I know we're going to go to some questions here. Any things that you want to add about getting referrals? This is really huge.
One thing I would add, be the type of person you would give a referral to. You know, so for me, in the last 5.5 years, I've really upped my professionalism, even from my dress, how I would show up for things. You know, business was not something that I went to school for or studied. I didn't have a sales background, so this is all taught on the fly. And I realized that I wanted to present myself as somebody who was an expert, who could get the job done, because realizing, you know, with Jordan Belfort stuff, people will buy from you when they have all 3 tenants lined up as a 10. So you've got the company, the product, and you. So if someone's not buying, take a step back and be like, well, which one is not working? And which one do I have to create more value around? And I found for myself, I'm like, I got to create more value about me, so that I'm a 10 always in that. And how I dress, how I show up, professionalism, super positive. I know I have an amazing product. I'm willing to get emotional, ask some prying questions, because I realize I have super value to give to somebody's life. So I'm not afraid about offending someone. How could I possibly offend somebody when I'm trying to really, in some cases, save their life? You know, and that's wholeheartedly how I feel about it. So I think bringing that kind of intensity and really owning who we are and what we do gets me a lot of referrals. Because people know when they send people to me, I'm going to take care of them. And I'm going to show them great customer service. I'm going to follow up with them. I check in, you know, 3 weeks later, 6 weeks later, how's your experience? You know, I called 50 people this month, letting them know there was a filter sale and letting them know that there was also a special on the members' price on the Anaspa. Because I felt like I just got to tell people about this, and it looks like we got one sale happening there. So, you know, going above and beyond the call of duty as being a salesperson for Enagic, if you're not doing that, it's hard to get referrals. You got to stand out in a crowd of very active, vocal Kangen water distributors in certain places, and really how I present myself, you know, is my calling card. It is my business card.
And just to qualify this, folks, for those who didn't know Creel back in the day, so Creel would come to my events, and he had big dreadlocks, and he had like the Burning Man gear going on, and these crazy earrings that came out of his head. And I mean, Creel was definitely not someone that you imagine today. So, and now he shows up in a polished suit, clean cut, great vest, looking great. You know, I mean, the transformation is unbelievable. And Creel, the fact of the matter is, he's probably the best professional in my entire organization from his level of organization, detail, follow-up, and structure. And the thing was, you never would have known that in the presentation of the package before. Just part of it's his nature. But he took ownership of who he was as a person in the business, and you know, I'm always I look up to Creel for that aspect, Creel. So I really appreciate that, and it's amazing to see that transformation that we all go through. And I always have a thing: anything worth doing well is worth doing bad. So it doesn't matter where you are. do it bad until you can do it good. Like, no one starts out as the all-star, the superstar, the legend, the best of the best. Like, I can't tell you how many mistakes I've made. I made all the mistakes. An expert is someone who's made all the mistakes in a very narrow field. Okay? So at the very top of this list is the person that's made more mistakes than everybody else. Siha, you want to add to the referrals? Because I know
I do. I do. Thank you, Wade. That was excellent. The referral business is so important. It is 70 to 80% of my business from the very beginning until now. And I want to share with people how to get the referrals, because that's really important. You hit on a lot of the key things. Creel, you mentioned about the filter sales. Every year I take advantage of the filter sales. Every time it comes out, I have a prepared email that goes out to all what I call distributors, people that have our machines but aren't doing the business per se. And so the filter goes out to them with a gentle note to say it's it's summertime, it's time to get a new filter just in time for the filter sale. I just sent one out, and it literally said you have 12 days left to get your filter on sale. If I'm around, I'll come and install it for free. That gets you in front of the people, and once you get in front of the people, because they're calling you. Of 300 emails that I sent out, and I have all of them, 9 replies. 9 new filter sales. But more important than the filter sales is all of these people want me there to replace their filter and do a quick e-cleaning and a quick course. And every time I've ever done that, I always get some sort of a sale. I always get a referral, and from that referral, I get a sale. So I have a letter ready to go. If anybody wants to see that letter, it's literally just a push of a button. I can send you that letter. So.
Well, how about what we can do? We'll send out that letter on the Prosperity and Health Alliance this week. You can forward it over, and we can just send it out to.
Absolutely. So I have that prepared, and I have the videos even on the e-cleaning. I have the videos. Just a few things. That's just enough information for people to go, I got to call Siha, and they do. They call me, or they so that I can get that done. So the timing is everything for that. I made a list. You know how we have a prospect list when we first started our business? Well, I make lists consistently. I make lists of people who can refer me business. And I have, just real quickly, I want to go through, I've got 10 people that consistently send me business, because like Wade said, I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing, so they know that they have the confidence and they can rely on me to follow through with everything. My number 1 referral person is a nail tech from Portland. Number 1, okay? There's certain criteria that I'm looking for, just like when I'm recruiting for business entrepreneurs, for somebody who's going to give me a referral. I'm looking for somebody that puts a smile on everybody's face. If you know that person that puts a smile on everybody, that's what I ask. Who do you know that puts a smile on everybody's face? That's who I want to meet. I'm looking for people who are successful, the best in their business, like a Wade Lightheart, like an Antonino, whoever. Because if they're not doing the business, I know that they have clients that trust them already. Just like my nail tech gal. People love her. They know her in the community, and they know her at her church. So when she says, this machine did this for my family, they're buying it. She doesn't want to do the business because she has her nail tech business. So she just refers them to me, and I put in notes, I do it all, which means from start to finish, when she gives me a referral, I follow up on that lead. I get that lead the information that they need, and I open that business or close that for her. Done. Next. That's my number 1 person. Another, going down my list, a financial planner. I work with a financial planner who has our machine, doesn't want to do this business per se because it conflicts with her business, but sends me leads. She sends me local leads as well as she sends me international leads, because she just so happens to have family in China, in Taiwan, in Hong Kong. That I get a lead every other week or every 3 weeks consistently from her, whether it's a client or a family member. So financial planners, who do you know as a financial planner? My colon cleaning therapist in Portland, the number 1 colon cleaning therapist, she has her business. So she has a Kangen water. All these people that I get leads consistently, they have her Kangen water machine, and they know about the business, but they don't want to do that, and that's okay. I'll do it. I will do it. I will place the sales where it needs to be. I will handle it. And I put in quotes again, I do it all from start to finish. I want to make this process as easy as I can for that person that's referring and to keep on referring to me. Okay? Next person I have is is a naturopathic doctor out of Portland. I do presentations at her office regularly. And every time I do presentations at her office, I always get sales. She's a referral. She's not going to close down her office to do the Enagic business. But she loves our product. She, doesn't want to teach on it after hours. So I come in and do that for her. So I look at that, as a referral base consistently. The roofer, the number one roofer in all of Bellingham, happens to be Topside Roofing. I like the name as well. Topside Roofing. And the roofer, he has this in his office. He has our Kangen water machine in his office. He had it at his home as well. And so in the office, I go in and I train on the staff, his secretaries. This is a roofing company. What the heck am I doing? I'm training the staff, and the staff is training the other workers. Like when they get a cut or they get a nail in their hand or whatever, they know how to use the 2.5. Then they get results and they talk about it. That's a consistent referral base all the time. He's a roofer. Why am I getting referrals from roofer? Because he wants to be a roofer. He doesn't want to be an Enagic distributor. And that's what I want to express to you folks, is that just because they're not building the business, doing the business, does not mean that you can work the business with them. And they have the machine, so he's getting a check every time. These people are 2, 3, 4, 5 A's in the business, and honestly, they don't know how to do an application. They don't know how to fill out. All they know is they refer the client, and at the end, the client is getting their machine, and they're happy, and they're hearing more about it, and I come in. Number 6, other top networking leaders and entrepreneurs from other network marketing companies. I have befriended some of the best people in other companies, which they're not going to quit their network marketing business, and for some, they don't want anybody to know about it. That's fine. Refer them to me. I'll take care of it. Again, I do it all from start to finish and everything in between. If their client has a question, if they have a concern, if they have a request, of whatever it is, that's our job. We're the service. Like Wade said, we are the professional. We have to be the professional so that they can rely on us and they can trust us. We're going to follow through, and it's not going to fall through the cracks. That's what they're doing. My real estate agents. I have a real estate agent who believes in practicing in good health, but again, does not want to do this business. So what do? They refer the clients to myself. Insurance agent. I have an insurance agent, 50 years old, got on the Kangen water, loves the water, is doing marathons for the first time in her life, signed up for a gym membership, is signed up for CrossFit. She absolutely loves it. But is she going to get out of her insurance business? No, and I don't expect her to. But I do expect her to give me leads, give me referrals, and I will follow it up from start to finish. I take care of all of it. She's out there tooting the horn. She's like Wade said, they got to be raging fans. They are raging fans of the product, and that's what I ask them to be, and I'll take care of the rest. That was my number 8. Number 9, I have a government official from the Marshallese Island, and I can't disclose who he is, but he's very well connected. He's a government official. He's not going to step down from his post to start saying, hey, I do Enagic, distributorship. I don't expect that. But you know what? He has a lot of strong contacts, both here in the U.S. and there in the Marshallese Islands. I've been able to Skype. I've been able to email. Matter of fact, how he gives me leads, he puts me in front of the community leaders, the Marshallese Islands community leaders all over the world, because that's his I guess that's his job, is to stay in contact with all these communities around the world. And he loves his products. He knows I'm reliable. He knows I'm going to take care of them no matter where they're at in the world. He sends me just leads. He's a government official. He's not going to quit his post. That's fine. Give me the referrals. And my last top 10 is family and friends. Family and friends. They all have the product or they don't have the product, but most of them do. 99% of them have the product. They are going to refer me because, you know what, they don't know anything about it. They just utilize it. Perfect. I'm not kidding you when I'm saying 70 to 80%, maybe even 90% of my business is referrals. I'm not afraid to ask for it. I'm not afraid to follow up. I'm not afraid to close that. So you have to have that confidence in your product, in your company, in yourself. And then you just move forward. So that's my tips for referrals and who you should be looking for. So best of luck and go ask for those referrals, you guys.
Nothing but solid gold in the top 10 list for referrals, and for many people, if there was a key component that you said on that, and you said, I do it all. And when you say that, there's a confidence that comes over there, and you do it all. And I think a lot of people don't know the genius of being excellent. We've all had bad service. We've all had mediocre service. We've all had an okay experience. But you know what? When you have an amazing experience, you tell people. And if there's one thing that I know that Siha does, is he provides an amazing experience, and everybody loves being around him. He's the most loved distributor in, I think, all of the Enagic. So, and by the way, do you know how we met? We met through a referral. That's how. I didn't know Siha. I knew a guy that was trying to sell me a house. And then I was referred to, Siha was referred to me to help him with his health. There we go. That's how it was. Creel was brought to me on a referral from, a girl that I wrote a book with. That was a referral. I didn't know these guys. The people who are going to build your business, you don't know. They're going to be referrals, maybe a referral of a referral of a referral of a referral. Believe me, figure out who you are in the business. Provide that service better than anybody else. Commit to it, own it, make it cool, make it fun. I do it all, right? Or
Yes.
make it exclusive. I had a guy say, hey, this person wants to know about, they're kind of like not sure if they can afford this. I said, listen, the only people I talk to on the meetme.so bookways are people who are serious about the business. That's it. I don't want to sell a water machine. I don't want to talk about the benefit. No. Are they serious? Book a call. They're not serious? They're not called. So that's how I've established myself. See how I was doing it all? I'm like, I only want to deal with these people. You can do whatever it is for you. Let's open this up to questions right now. I know it's kind of a long one tonight, but this is such a big topic that we all need to master this. So we got anything? So Siha, do you give compensation to people who refer new customers? If you have your questions, put them in the question box.
No, I don't. I don't give them compensation. What I do is they're the ones that I listed already have the machines. If they don't have a machine, I talk them into a Tokurai, or I talk them into, I don't, the Tokurai, I don't offer that to just anybody. I've got to know that they're a professional. I got to know that they, want to do something, and that they're going to bring value to our business, as well as I'm going to bring value to their business. So I don't give compensation. I give them the Tokurai product because I want them in the game. And when they see a check, because I said that check is coming from my company. It's not coming from me. It's not coming out of my pocket. It's coming out of the company's. And if it doesn't, why waste it? So they look at it that way and they go, okay, it's not coming out of CL's pocket. Great. So the answer is no, I don't give compensation. Yes, I do either get them to buy a machine or I Tokurai them in. Oh, just for the record, I've only Tokurai'd maybe 6 people in my career.
Okay, great. That's a good thing. So any other questions or any other final thoughts? I don't see any more questions here tonight, so I think we answered a lot. It's a lot we kind of threw on, a lot of spaghetti noodles we threw on the board. Anything you guys want to finish up with tonight?
No, I think we're golden.
Oh, what was it? Global tickets available. I know that Creel had some that were on sale, and I know that some other friends have some that are available as well at the $150 price. So I just wanted to get that out and let everybody know. Get your people there. Get yourself there. Like Wade said, share a ride, share a room, share whatever you have to do, because this is going to change your life. If we're looking for a paradigm shift, I hope that this is it. If you haven't had that paradigm shift, I hope this is the shift that so many of us have discovered going to these events. One of the top teams, Amanda Vijan, they'll tell you it was an event. Shelly Osley, she'll tell you it was an event. So many of our top people, including myself, Creel, Antina, Wade, we know it was an event somewhere that really pushed us to the next level. I truly mean that, and I want you guys there.
100%, guys. So as we know, Enagic convention, you can get the tickets at enagic.com, or you can contact Creel or Siha. You know how to reach us. They have a few extra tickets kicking around. You want to jump on board this. Time's running out. You want to get to Vegas. You want to get those referrals. You want to get as many people as you can to get to this event, because it's going to change people's lives. People make big decisions. And for every person that you get to the Enagic convention, that's going to amplify times 100 in the course of your business. That is not an exaggeration. That is how powerful events are, and it'll happen in ways you can't imagine. But the first person you got to get there is you. So that's where it all starts. That's where it all ends. Start to finish. Here's my guys, the best guys in Enagic, Prosperity and Health Alliance. Thank you, Siha. Thank you, Creel.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Really, really want to thank you so much for putting out so much effort, being here on the calls, showing up, doing your best. It's worth it. Keep doing it. Keep growing. This is a personal development program with a compensation program attached to it. So stick with it. We're here for you. See you next week.
Love you
Good night,
guys.
everybody.
Bye for now.